Hello friends, welcome back in my another lecture in a series. In the previous lecture, I was talking about probability and some random experiment followed by sample space followed by event, then various type of events, probability, finally assignments of probability. Now in this particular lecture, I am going to solve various problems related to probability. So let's start. Let S sample space S having outcomes a1 a2 up to an, then which of the following assignments of probability of each outcomes are valid. This is a table. In this table two assignments are given. This is first assignment and this is second assignment, and a1 a2 a3 a4 a5 and a6 are these are uh, simple event of outcomes a1 a2 and a1. For example, 1 upon 6 means this is probability of p of a1. Probability of p of a1 is equal to 1 by 6, etc. Similar other have meaning. All right, so we have to check whether this first assignment is valid or not. As we know from the previous lecture, any assignment of probability is valid if these two conditions are satisfied. First is probability of simple event p of ai must lie in this range, and second is summation of all of these probabilities of simple event must be equal to 1. So clearly all the probabilities lies in this range, and sum of all these probability, this is 6 times, this is also 1. So both of these conditions are satisfied, so this assignment is valid clearly. Now talk about second assignment. Now in this assignment, all the probability doesn't lie in this range because probability of simple event a5 and a6 are negative, so this condition is not satisfied. No, there is no need to go second condition whether it is satisfied or not, because first condition is not satisfied because of this one. So this is not a valid assignment. Reason being, probability of simple event a5 and a6 does not lie in this range because these are negative and this is non-negative real value. All right, so now come to the second question. 3 coins are tossed once. Find the probability of getting at most 2 head, no heads, and at least 2 head. As we know that probability is always for event, so let us suppose all of these in event form. Let A be the event that at most 2 head, B be the event that no head, and C be the event that at least 2 head. First of all, the sample space for tossing 3 coins. The sample space for tossing 3 coin is S is equal to triple head, head head tail, head tail head, tail head head. Similarly, tail tail head, tail head tail, and head tail tail, and finally triple tail. We are familiar with this one, and this is sample space. The total number of possible outcomes here are 8. This is clearly. Now probability of a means at most 2 head, maximum 2 heads, maximum 2 heads. It means 3 heads are not possible, maximum 2 heads, so we can go down because this is upper limit. So accept this one. There are favorable outcomes are 7. Favorable outcome for this are 7. So favorable outcomes are 7, total outcomes are 8. Similarly, probability of B means no head. No head means because all of these have 1 head, 2 head, and 3 head. No head means only one favorable outcome is there. Favorable outcome only one. So favorable outcome 1 and total outcomes are 8. Similarly, probability of C at least 2 head, minimum 2 heads. Minimum 2 heads, these have minimum 2 heads. Minimum 2 head, it means we can go higher. This is lower limit. So all of these have minimum 2 heads. 2 head, 3 head. So favorable outcomes are 4. So favorable outcomes 4 and total outcomes are 8. As we know, probability is always defined as number of favorable outcomes divided by total number of outcomes. So these are the probability of these events. All right, now come to the next question. A ball is drawn at random from a box containing 6 red, 4 white, and 5 blue balls. Determine the probability that that ball drawn is red, not red, and red or white. Let us suppose first of all of these in the event form. Let A be the event that red ball is drawn and B be the event that red or white ball is drawn. I am not going to suppose a different event for not a red because this is similar to red. All right, so total balls here are clearly 15. So maximum outcomes are 15. Therefore, number one, probability of A means red ball drawn, we have to draw one red ball, so favorable outcome for this are 6. Favorable outcomes are 6 and total outcomes are 15. Favorable outcome 6 means any one of the 6 red ball can be drawn from a box. Number 2, P of not red, because A is red, so not red will be not red. A is red, so not red will be not A. So not A probability is always 1 minus P of A. We all already know this relation, P of A plus P of not A is equal to 1. So because of this relation, 1 minus 6 upon 15. So this is 9 upon 15. Now come to the third, P of C. This is already in event form. This is probability of B, red or white. So favorable outcomes for this, favorable outcome red or white means 6 and 4. We have 10 options. There are favorable outcomes are 10 because any one of the 10 ball can be drawn. Actually probabilities for one ball draw. So this is, there are 10 favorable outcomes and total outcomes are 15. So this is probability that red or white ball is drawn. Now come to the next question. A leap year is selected at random. What is the probability that it will contain 53 Sundays? Since leap year means 366 days. That is, there are 366 days, means there are 52 weeks and 2 extra days, and these 2 extra days can be any one of the following. There are 7 possibilities for these 2 extra days. All right, the first option is Sunday Monday, next is Monday Tuesday, next is Tuesday Wednesday, next is Wednesday Thursday, next is Thursday Friday, next is Friday Saturday, and finally Saturday and Sunday. So these are the 7 option for these 2 extra days. Now we have to find probability that there are 53 Sundays. 52 weeks means 52 Sundays are already there. So we have to find probability only for one Sunday. So let us put this in event form. Let A be the event that leap year contain 53 Sundays. Therefore, probability of A, because possible outcomes are 7. Possible outcomes, maximum possible outcomes, these are 7 clearly from here. And favorable outcomes, favorable outcome means we have to check only Sunday, in which these option there is Sunday. Sunday is in first option Sunday Monday, and in last option Saturday Sunday. So favorable outcomes are 2. So favorable outcomes 2, total outcomes are 7. So this is the probability that a leap year will contain 53 Sunday. Now come to the next question. 2 cards are drawn at random from a pack of 52 cards. Find the probability that both are spade. Number 2, one is spade and one is a heart. So total cards, clear, total cards are 52. These are the maximum possible outcomes. And let us put both of these in event form. Let A be the event that both card drawn are spade, and B be the event that one is spade and one is a heart. Therefore, we have to find probability of A. A means both cards drawn are a spade. So as we know, spade are 13. So we have to draw 2 cards from we have to select or draw 2 cards from spade. So this can be done in 13C2 base. Favorable outcomes are 13C2 because there will be combination. We are selecting 2 out of 13, and total outcomes, and out of total 52 we are selecting 2 cards. Both 2 cards are drawn. All right, so these are favorable outcome, these are a total possible outcome. Because cards are 52, out of 52 we are selecting 2. Right. B part, probability of a B. B means one card is spade and one is a heart. As we know, spade is 13 and heart total cards are also 13. So we have to select one card of spade and one card of a heart. One card of spade can be selected in 13 ways favorable outcome. One card of spade can be selected in 13 ways, and one card of heart can be selected also in 13 ways. I am going to multiply this because of fundamental principle of counting. We are multiplying two operations. One operation is selecting one card from spade and one card from a heart. So these are favorable outcomes, 13 into 13, and total outcomes are again out of 52 we are selecting two cards. So these are total number of possible outcomes. Favorable outcome in this case is 13 into 13. So this is 169 divided by 52C2. So this is all about some problems related to probability. Now next I am going to define conditional probability. Conditional probability means if we have two events, then probability of the one of the event is affected by the other, especially when second event occur. All right, so that means conditional probability. So here, if A, B are two events of sample space S of random experiment, then probability of occurrence of event B given that event A has occurred is called as conditional probability. So in this case, event A is occurring first, so it's and event B is occurring after A, so its probability is being affected by A. So this type of condition is called conditional probability and is denoted by probability of B when event A has already occurred, B/A. It means this is actually basically probability of B when event A has already occurred. So clearly probability of B is affected by A. So this is conditional probability and is defined as probability of B when A has already occurred. This is probability of B intersection A divided by probability of A, provided probability of A is not equal to non-zero, because this type of ratio is only defined when denominator is a non-zero. So this is conditional probability. Note number 1, probability of A intersection B. This is probability of A, so into probability of B when event A has already occurred. So clearly probability of B is affected by A is independent. Number 2, probability of A intersection B intersection C. This is probability of A into probability of B when event A has already occurred. Up to this step event A is already occurred, into probability of C event A and B has both already occurred, and so on. This will be continue and so on. Number 3, probability that not A when event B has already occurred. So this can be given as 1 minus probability of A when event A has already occurred. So this result is just like P of A plus P of not A equal to 1. Now come to independent events. So independent event means two events will be independent if their probability is not affected by other. For example, probability of A will be not affected by B and probability of B will be not affected by A. So these are occurring at different times, so independent. That is, two events A and B are independent if probability of B when event A has already occurred, because A and B are independent, so probability of B will be not affected by A, so this can be written as probability of B. Similarly, probability of A when event B has already occurred, this will be not affected by B, so this will be simply probability of A. Alright, so note number 1, two events A, B are independent if probability of A intersection B is equal to probability of A into probability of B when into probability of B, because in this case this relation probability of B intersection B/A is simply P of B. So this is this one. So probability of neither A nor B is affected by each other. All right. So next, three events A, B, C are mutually independent if AB are independent, AC are independent, BC are independent, and finally A, B, C are independent. A, B are independent means this probability will be equal to P of A into P of B. A, C independent means this probability will be P of A into P of C. B, C independent means this will be equal to P of B into P of C. And A, B, C means this will be equal to P of A, P of B, P of C. So three events will be mutually independent if all of these four conditions are satisfied. Number 4, A, B are independent, then A, not B are also independent. That is P of not A intersection not B will be equal to P of not A into P of not B. Similarly, not A and B will be independent. That is P of not A into B intersection B is equal to P of not A into P of B. A and not B are also independent. That is P of A intersection not B. This will be equal to P of A into P of not B. All right. So next, number 4, let P1, P2, Pn be the probabilities of occurrence of events E1, E2, En respectively. Then probability that none of the event occur. None of the event means neither E1 nor E2 nor En. This will be equal to P of not E1, not E2 intersection not En. Bar means not. Must remember, not A can be also written as not A, and this is also not A. These are similar notation. All means not. Alright, so neither E1 nor E2 nor En. This can be written as, because E1, E2, En all are independent, so this intersection, because of this result, can be written as independently P of not E1, P of not E2, so on continue P of not En. This further can be written as, because P of not A plus P of A is equal to 1. Because of this result, all of these probability will become 1 minus P of E1, 1 minus P of E2, 1 minus P of En. This is further equal to, what is probability of event E1? This is P1. Similarly, this is P2 and this is Pn. All we have already supposed. So probability that none of the event occur is always product of all these factor. Next is probability that at least one event occur. At least one event occur means either E1 occur or E2 occur or En occur. So this can be written as P of E1 union means or, E2 union dash union En. This further can be written as, because of this relation, at least one event, when one event occur, 1 minus P of none of the event occur. P of not E1 not E2 dash dash not En. Because this probability is already this one, so just substitute these value here. 1 minus, this is 1 minus P1, 1 minus P2 dash 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 1 minus Pn. Alright, so this is the probability that at least one event occur, either E1 or E2 or En, at least for union, and both means intersection. Now I am going to solve various problems on conditional probability and independent events. So this is the first problem. Here sum is given. Let A be the event that probability of A is half, probability of B is 1 by 3, probability of A intersection B is 1 by 4, find probability of A slash B. This is conditional, B slash A, and this is A union B, and this is P of not A slash not B. Since we know that P of A union B is P of A plus P of B minus P of intersection B, all of these three probabilities are given. This is half, 1 by 3, and this is 1 by 4. On taking LCM and simplifying, this will come out to be 7 by 12. Now this is probability of A when event B has already occurred. By definition of conditional probability, this will be probability of A intersection B divided by probability of B. A intersection B is 1 by 4 and B probability is 1 by 3. So this will come out to be 3 by 4. Similarly, this is probability of B when event A has already occurred. Again, by definition of conditional probability, this is B intersection A divided by probability of A. Now A intersection B is equal to B intersection A, commutative property of set. So these two are equal. So this is again 1 by 4 and probability of A is given half. So this will be come out to be 1 by 2. Next is P of not A, then not B has already occurred. So by definition of conditional, this is again not A intersection not B divided by P of not B. By De Morgan law, this is one of the statement of De Morgan law, De Morgan's law of set, right? So not A intersection not B means A union B, not A union B. All right. So this is equal to this one because of De Morgan law, and this is again P of not B. Now further, because of this result, P of A plus P of not A is equal to 1. So this can be written as 1 minus P of A union B, and this is 1 minus P of B. Now substitute the values, 1 minus 7 by 12 and this is 1 minus 1 by 3. P of A union B have already evaluated. So on this on simplifying will come out to be 5 by 8. Alright, so this is first question. Now second question. Two cards are drawn at random and without replacement. Without replacement means two cards are not drawn simultaneously. These are taken off one by one from a pack of 52 cards. Find the probability that both are black. So total cards are clearly 52. Total cards 52. Let A, so these are total number of possible outcomes. Let us suppose both of these two cards in event form. Let A, B be the event that first card and second card drawn are black respectively. We know black cards are 26. Black cards 26. Therefore, we have to find probability of two cards. First card drawn black and second card drawn black. So first of all, this is probability of A, means first card drawn, into probability of B. Now see here, there is without replacement written. Without replacement means once one card is drawn, that is not again available for the selection. We cannot select that again. So clearly probability of B is affected by A. So there will be conditional probability B slash A, right? Since without replacement, this is the reason. Without replacement, cards are drawn without replacement. That's why there is intersection. So clearly probability of B is affected by A. Probability of A out of 26 favorable outcomes. Favorable outcomes are 26 and total outcomes are 52. All right. Now card is without replacement. One card has been drawn. So 26 minus 1, black left 25 and total cards 52 minus 1 left 51. All right. One card has been drawn without replacement. So favorable outcome for second card drawn black is 25 and total cards are left now 51 because of without replacement. And this on simplifying will come out to be 25 by 102. Alright, so cards are drawn one by one. Next is two cards are drawn from a pack of 52 cards. Find the probability that both are ACs. ACs means card number 1. So total card again, total cards 52. So total number of possible outcomes are 52. ACs are 4 as we know. Card number 1. Let us suppose if the first card is replaced and first card is not replaced. Both of these, let us suppose in event form, let A be the event that first and second card drawn are A's respectively. Number 1, when the first card is replaced, we have to draw two cards A, B. First card is replaced means probability of A. First card is replaced. Replaced means that is again available for the selection. So that means cards are independent. So replacement means independent. So in this case, because again available for the selection. So probability of B will be not affected by A. Probability of A, favorable outcomes 4. Out of 4 any A's can be drawn and total cards are 52. Again favorable outcomes are 4. Second card drawn is again A's because without with the replacement that is again available for the selection. Total cards are again 52 and this will come out to be 1/169 on simplification. simplification. Second, when first card drawn is not replaced. In this case, again, we have to find probability of two card drawn one by one. Probability of first card into probability of second card, because not replacement. Once one card is drawn, that is not available for the selection. So clearly, probability of second card drawn ace is affected by first. So in this case, there is a conditional probability. So we can say cards are dependent. Cards are dependent. Whenever there is not replacement means dependent. That is probability of second event is affected by A. So cards are here independent. Now find probability of A. This will be simply favorable outcome for first card drawn ace is 4 and total are 52 without replacement. Now 4 minus 1, 3 left. So this is 3 and total card also decreased because one card is decreased. So this is 51 now. Total cards are 51 now. This on simplification will come out to be 1 upon 2 to 1. This is third problem related to conditional and independent event. Now next question. This is about 3 balls are drawn successively from a box containing 6 red, 4 white, 5 blue balls. Find the probability that they are drawn in the order. Cards are drawn in this order: first red, then white, followed by blue, if each ball is replaced and not replaced. Clearly total cards are 15, right? 6 are red, 4 are white and 5 are blue. We have to find probability, 3 cards, we have to find probability that 3 cards drawn from the box such that each ball is replaced and not replaced. Let us suppose all of these in event form. Let R, W, B be the event that red on first draw, we are drawing red on first, white on second and blue on third draw, because we have to draw 3 cards and these must be in the order: first red, followed by white, followed by blue. Alright, so first case is when each ball is replaced. Replaced means that is again available for the selection, that is balls are independent. We can say balls are independent. So in this case, probability of 3 card R, W, B, because these are drawn in this order: red, white, blue. Probability of red card independent means there is no conditional probability. So probability of W, white card, will be not affected by R. So this will be simply W, and this will also be simply probability of a blue card, one card. So this will be not affected by both of these because cards are replaced, again available for the selection. So independent. Probability of red. For red we have 6 options. Favorable outcome 6 for red and total outcomes are 15. Similarly for white we have 4 options. Favorable outcomes are 4 because this is probability for one card drawn, and total cards are again 15. With the replacement, again cards are available for the selection. Next, favorable outcomes for blue 5 and total cards are again 15. Total cards are every time 15. This on simplification will come out to be 8 upon 2 to 5. Alright. Now second part, when each ball is not replaced, it means once ball is used, they are drawn, that is not again available for the selection. So balls are dependent. So in this case there will be conditional probability. So therefore probability of R, W, B drawn in this order. This is probability of R into probability of W. This time probability of W will be affected by R because cards are not replaced. Similarly, probability of B when both R and W has already been drawn. So probability of B will be affected by both R as well as W. Alright, so now come to this one, probability of R. This favorable outcome 6, total outcomes are 15. Now this time this is probability of white card drawn. White option favorable outcomes are 4, but one card is decreased because card is not replaced. Total card decrease. This time we are drawing white and previously we were drawing 6. So total card decrease 15 minus 1. This is now 14. Now total white cards are 4, so favorable option for this 4 and total cards 14. Similarly, favorable outcome for blue again 5, because earlier in 2 stages we have not drawn blue, we have drawn one time R, then second time W, so favorable outcomes 5, but total card further decrease by 1, 14 minus 1 now 13, because card is not replaced. Once one ball is drawn, that is not again available for the selection. So 5 divided by 13, if we multiply all of these, this will come out to be 4 by 91. All right, so in this video lecture we have solved various problems related to probability. Then we come to know about conditional probability and independent event. So conditional probability means probability of one of the event will be always affected by the other, especially the probability of second event will be affected by the first event. Independent means probability of none of the event will be affected. They are entirely independent. Thank you.